Welcome to Spawn Respawn, a weekly podcast dedicated to gaming news, culture, and nostalgia. This week, we're talking about the new Nintendo Switch and an unsatisfied completionist. And we're also talking about cheeky fast food incentives. And as always, I'm Dylan Smith, and I'm joined by Elliot Porter.
Hey, bro.
Kat Gerritsen.
Dude.
And Mitch Barnsley.
What's up?
There's a few cool things we're talking about this week, guys, but it looks like we're going to start off as we usually do by talking about the games that we've been playing.
Oh, yes.
So, Mitch, because I dogged you out so hard before, what have you been playing this week?
This week, it's been real hot week for me, you know.
Damn.
Triple hot. I've been playing one of my most played games on Steam, Dawn of War 2 Retribution.
Ooh.
I put another 100 hours into that bad boy.
A revisit.
Huh?
100 hours?
Yeah, another 100 hours.
In this week?
100%.
Do you know how many hours are in a week?
Yeah.
How many?
I've had so
How
much...
many hours are in a week?
In a week altogether?
Yeah,
That's too much mathematical.
You just said you knew, son.
I was like, let's not do that.
But I've had pretty much 5 days off this week.
Oh,
So I've
really?
so I just was able to play that literally 5 days in a row.
Did you legitimately do 100 hours? Did Steam go up 100 hours?
From
It's only 168 hours
From
in a week.
616 hours, I'm now 716.
But like you said, there's 168 hours in a week.
You must have left that bad
160
boy.
hours?
168 hours in a week.
You must have left that bad boy on pause.
Well,
Yeah, did you leave it on
potentially.
overnight?
Potentially. Yeah.
I think you guys are underestimating how much he was playing this game.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
If
But
you
I
got 5 days
feel
off.
like Mitch sleeps enough to cover 68 hours, potentially. Maybe not. You
Anyway.
actually stay up pretty late.
Good game, though. Yes.
100%. Yeah,
Let's
100%.
say that he sleeps for 6 hours a night.
Yeah.
Over the course of the week, it's 42 hours, right? So 42 hours. How many was it in a week? How many hours in a week?
168. And then you
was
got to account for... No, I'm not going to finish
Well,
this.
you worked for 2 days, so
Yeah, for 4 hours.
4 hours.
I'm gonna say...
So that's going to be another 10 hours off at least,
I mean,
give travel time.
Of the
and shit.
126 hours that you would have had time to do stuff with during the week, I'm pretty impressed that you spent 100 of those playing this game.
100%.
Dylan believes in
I
you.
mean, let's not.
I
nitpick
believe in-
there.
I mean-
We're a gaming podcast, not a mathematics podcast.
Yeah, true.
so-
Yeah,
And
that's
don't worry,
fucked up.
guys. When this podcast is over, we're going to get Mitch the help that he needs, but that's okay.
Sorry, I wanted to have a week off enjoying my lovely favorite games. So yeah, played that, and it's been a hell of a lot of fun because even though I've been playing pretty much by myself, I didn't really have anyone to play with. Just met up with just obviously you can matchmake online and
Sick.
play what's called Last Stand. You basically play as a hero or more or less a character from all the different factions. And even though all of them are at level 20, like the max level for me, I just played them anyway just because it's fun.
Shits and gigs, man.
Like you get upgrades, you get, different weapons, armor, and different stats, and kind of build it the way you want it to. So I always just build it to be the tankiest
Yeah.
there.
Nice.
Like you're
It's
doing.
surprising though. There was still
Whenever you
people
play Dark Souls.
You play him thick, don't you? You play him thick.
real thick, dummy thick. You know what I'm saying?
That
but-
2C.
Finna get it.
Somehow there was still new people joining in, the people
chill.
that level 5 and
Does the
only
fucking Steam
10.
sales
And I
go
was
for you?
like, yeah, probably. Warhammer always has Steam sales, always. Warhammer's there's at least 1 or 2 games that are Warhammer that are on sale.
Well,
That's
It's
why
great.
I've got games from Warhammer
Yeah.
because I bought them in Steam
Say,
sales.
I got them in bundles and stuff. But if
Played
you
them once or
played
twice.
716 hours, it's probably good.
It's a I don't know. It's just such a fun game, so
Nice.
I've enjoyed it.
What else have you been
And,
playing this week?
Just yesterday, I got my hands on Gears of War 4.
Ooh,
Yeah,
juicy.
that old
that-
Xbox Game Pass. Full
Yeah,
PC.
nice. That's the one that's developed by the Gears of War 5 guys, right?
Yeah, Coalition.
Yeah, I was gonna say Coalition.
Yeah.
So it's good because I'm I didn't know the story to Gears of War 4, and I didn't get why they were locust looking motherfuckers. I was like, they're meant to be dead. We EMP'd them to death. Why are they still back? So,
And it's set 25 years later, is that right?
25 years of
It's either
bonus
25 or
getting
29 years later.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Because they do a whole Remembrance Day and how there was the Civil War before E-Day, and then you do a flashback of E-Day itself playing as Kim. What was that? I'm pretty sure he was a sergeant of
Ah.
of your group. So
Baird. No?
Not bad.
Not bad,
I've
no.
been a long time out of the Gears series, boys.
Oh, good.
But literally,
He's a big
I
blonde
jumped
boy.
back into it and I was like, all I could think of was that poem that was done in the Gears of War 2 trailer. I was just like, I have a rendezvous with death. Does no one,
I don't
no one's
remember
song
the
trailer?
Gears.
I remember the song
I'm
from
sure
Gears
I've seen
1.
it, yeah.
Come on, man.
are familiar faces, worn out
Was that Gears 1?
Yeah,
Yep.
Gears 1. Yeah, they use Mad
Now
World
it's a
as their
meme.
announcement trailer.
Yeah.
Now it's a meme.
Ooh, it is.
It is a
It's
full
a
meme.
fat meme.
Juicy meme.
Do you play because obviously you can play multiplayer like in the campaign co-op, but do you play as JD Phoenix?
Yeah, you play as James
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously Marcus Phoenix's son.
Yeah.
And
boy.
Boy. It is so good to see Marcus again.
Yeah,
I haven't
he's
seen
all
Marcus
old
in
and
a
grizzled
fair
and shit.
few years. So
Yeah, sick.
Pretty grizzled, is he?
yeah, he's a 100% a daddy figure right now. So it's good. I'm waiting to see if anyone else pops up. So
Like Coltrane.
oh man, if I see Augustus Cole, I'm a lose my shit.
I love Coltrane. Is that in number 3 where you like do that weird like?
Oh yeah, you
Like-
play on the football field as Coltrane, and you see like his figure and shit. You used to be able to. You get if you play multiplayer, you're able to get his skin as well. You're like the
Yeah,
whole
cool.
like
Football, mate,
yeah,
it's cute.
football outfit, everything. It was sick.
That's nuts.
I love it though. When I was doing like the memorial thing, she's like talking about how like they remember all the brave men and women that sacrificed their lives, and like it was like I was like,
no.
what my ear was like, Dizzy, oh, that cowboy.
I'm glad he's dead.
Dizzy was a goddamn legend and a champion.
It was a hero.
Unpopular opinion.
Do you want to tell the world how big the download file was for that bad boy?
Yeah, so if you are getting it on PC, that bad boy is a thick 133 gigabytes.
Huge.
Pretty juicy.
That's huge. On One X,
Massive.
it's 110. I thought that was big, but
Wait, why
holy
am I
crap.
getting an extra gigabytes?
I
Maybe
don't know.
More
different
textures
texture
on
packs.
Oh, yeah.
PC, yeah.
Yeah, we get the higher quality juice.
Bitch, get out of
Has
my
there
head.
been? I'm trying to think of another game that was that big. Wait, Red Dead Redemption 2 was that 90 gigabytes?
Yeah. 90.
It was huge. I think it was like shaked out to be like 90 something, like 95 or something on PS4 Pro.
And I thought like I felt like I haven't seen anything
that large.
that large before.
It's definitely the biggest download.
So 133 is the biggest game I've had to download ever.
That's
I'm trying to think
large.
what would even be bigger. To
I
be
just
fair.
looked up.
Any MMOs that would have anything larger?
I don't know, because
No.
they all look like poo.
Oh,
so.
well, I mean, that's 100%.
Anthem,
Like,
when
lot
we
of
had to
content in
re-download that was huge. It was like update, and you had to pretty much re-download the entire
Oh,
game. That was huge.
Still,
But
it wasn't that big, though.
I just looked it up. Gears of 4 is the biggest
Gears of
download.
4, I like
Gears
that.
of War 4.
Gears of 4 War.
Gears of 4. Gears of War 4 plus all the DLC, 350.
holy shit!
What the?
Oh my god!
This is what the
that's
internet
illegal,
tells me.
isn't it?
I'm pretty sure that
And
is
then the
illegal.
next one after it is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare with 70.
What?
Yeah, well, that's
That's wrong already.
Rude.
But
All right, well, sorry, I looked it in the internet.
Well, I mean, I downloaded Shadow of War from Game Pass, and that was 105 gigs
Holy
or something.
shit!
Oh, really?
Shit.
And I'm not gonna lie, like it is. Can I like real quick? It's juicy as.
This
Oh,
article
damn.
was just shit because Final Fantasy 15 is 150 gigs
Oh,
what?
apparently.
That game's
with all the DLC
poo.
and packs and shit.
Okay, that's.
I guess
Oh,
the moral of
that's,
the
that's
story.
with all the DLC packs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
Still not as big as Gears of War 4, though.
No, 350. That's huge.
Yeah, that's
the
massive.
moral of the story here is if you don't have MBN, you're pretty much.
Yeah, I was doing
you
that at
live in
6
Australia,
megabytes,
you.
and it still took me like. Actually, I think it was actually all right. Actually, I started at like download at like 2:30, and then it was done by
Yeah.
like 2 a.m.
Can I just say
That
something?
doesn't sound all right.
Well, if I'm sleeping for most of those hours, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, true.
That's fair.
But I was just going to say, one thing I've been super impressed with is the quality of the Microsoft Azure servers, especially with the downloading from Game Pass, because
Oh,
I'm
it's good,
downloading
yeah.
at it. According to this, and like I have a hard time believing it, and any listeners from the US would probably laugh at these numbers.
Yeah.
But it was downloading at like 85 megabytes per second. And in-
Megabits.
Yeah.
Little B, big difference.
Yeah, megabits.
But
per
still, that's
second.
pretty good. Like, that's really good for Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
I think even in America, like, a lot of people have terrible internet.
Well, the most that I ever got from Steam was like friggin' 20 or 30 megabits
Holy
per
crap.
second. So, and I thought that was hot. Like, I thought that
Yeah,
was good.
yeah.
And it was downloading at like 85 megabits per second, and I was like losing my shit.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, dead
Good
set.
on you, Microsoft. Doing some God's work.
Doing God's work.
What about you, Caddy?
I've been playing Outward, which has been f***ing sick. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun time, just a little RPG. It's so much bigger than I thought, and also I f***ing suck.
Is it by the looks of what I saw of it, is it like just the ultimate RPG, like in the way of like literally role playing? Like you have to do every little tiny thing to survive.
Yeah, like you got to drink your water, and you got to collect water, and depending on where you collect it from, maybe you have to boil it so it's good. You collect food and shit, and it will like go rotten in your bag and
Oh, whoa.
all that sort of junk. You can get different backpacks, I hear, that will like slow down the decay of your food and stuff.
Like
I'm just on-
refrigerated backpack.
Yeah, right. I'm just on the plebby first backpack you can buy, so that's cool. But man,
What?
no,
Sorry. Who made it? Who developed it?
I'm going to
Because it's on it's on all the platforms. Well, it's not on Switch, but
soon.
no surprises.
9 Dots Studio.
Never heard of them. Okay.
Then that would be
Have they
why
done-
I
yeah.
couldn't tell you. The publisher is Deep Silver, though.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Ooh,
They
Deep
do
Silver's
stuff.
amazing.
They
Is
do.
that because they did the zombie one?
No, they're amazing because they did a Warhammer game for me.
They also
Just for
they've
you.
done heaps.
Yeah, they've
Is
done-
Outward on
For me.
You're funny.
Steam?
Yeah, that's what I
Because
have.
Deep Silver keep making bloody deals with Epic. They're like
Well,
the worst at
I
it.
They're
got
in their
my
pocket,
f- Steam game.
Thank
Either
fuck.
way, I started off this game co-op because I just like to play co-op games. And everything was trucking along really well. We died a bunch, but that's fine until we got arrested and placed in a mine where we basically had to mine iron so that we could then get like money to buy food so we could like try and build up our supplies to get out. Anyways, I talked my way out of the area and I found my backpack again and I popped it on and Cal got his and popped his on. We're running around doing shit, figuring out where to go. When suddenly Cal gets arrested again inside the prison because he's up, like going and doing some shit, which then puts us back in our cell. But I've still got all my stuff on. I was like, this is no issue. I just got teleported. And Cal's like, why are you wearing like a boob tube? And I was like, I'm not. I'm wearing padded fur. And he's like trying to pick up a backpack on the ground that isn't really there. And I was like, no, like I've got all my stuff on a backpack. He's like, I don't. So then he runs off and picks nothing up off the ground. I was like, what are you doing? And it stole my backpack off my back. I was like, you motherfucker. He just took all my stuff. And so I was like, put the backpack back down. And he did. And then I picked it up and it had all of his stuff in it. And all of my stuff was completely gone. I was like,
that
you dick.
How long has this game been out?
Not too. A couple of months, I think.
That is
Is
a
it
hell of a
in
glitch.
Early access or no? Because it's on Xbox. Yeah, crazy. It
Pretty
sounds
sure I saw
a bit
Jack
buggy.
guy play it.
Yeah, it's not. No one's ever heard of 9 Dots, so
No,
so
yeah,
True.
It sounds pretty ambitious though. Like
it
what
is, and
yeah.
it's got heaps of maps and stuff. So I started again, and I hate starting games again because I hate repeating shit, and I
Yeah,
get super
me
bored
too.
of it.
Especially if you can't skip cutscenes and shit either.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God.
No, yeah, but I was like, I don't want to start again, but I lost all my shit. So I did, and I ran around and I did all the stuff that we'd already done really quickly because I knew where I was going, and I didn't die once, and I was super hella confident about everything. And then I've like made myself a new weapon, and we've set off on our journey again. We've got much further this time. It turned to winter and we were freezing, so we ran into the forest, which was full of ghosts. So we ran into the desert, which was way too hot, and we almost melted and died. And that's where we're stuck now, because we made it to the city after like running across the desert away from these like crab monsters for literally like 10-minute run, because we're dying, just like going as hard as we can. And we got to the city and we're like, somehow, even though we're still in the desert, it's cool here, so we're just going to stay here, and that's it.
Yeah,
and
right.
that's where I left it.
I suck at those games.
Super in depth.
It's super in depth because you gotta learn your recipes to cook the food, and you gotta learn how to make your weapons. And there's caravanners and stuff that are around that you can sell stuff to, but you sell things for like 1 silver, and things cost like the base things that you can buy that are like clothing or weapons cost like 250. And so
Holy
it's just
shit.
like, man, it's sucks. The first thing you got to do is get like 1,000 coin or find like a writ of it's like a writ that lets you not have to pay your debt back off someone. And I found that like almost immediately by helping some dude bandage his wound and then got murdered by a big crab on the beach. But got to keep that, didn't have to pay 1,000 gold, and now I'm off trying to find more money because apparently I've got a blood debt and every month I have to pay hundreds of dollars. So that's chill.
Holy this game looks beautiful.
It's really, really cool. And like I was hanging around in the start city and I ran up on top of some person's roof and I found a skeleton and I took it and now I can wear it and be a skeleton.
What the hell?
It's got some really weird shit in there as well.
This is an MMO, right?
No, it's just 2 people. Only
Just
2 people.
two?
But it looks like an MMO.
Yeah.
It really,
what
really
I got
does.
from the,
And it kind of plays like it, I thought, as well with the like the questing system. But then your gameplay is more like I'm just going to say Dark Souls-esque, you know? Like very hard
so
combat.
it's not like WoW where you'd click and then they'd
No,
attack.
not at
You
all.
very much have control over the combat.
Yeah, and there's like a regular attack and a special attack that you can do, which is your X and your square button. Or you can do things that are like hold right trigger and then press X and it'll give you a kick or something like
Right,
that. So you
it's
can
got
get
modifiers
skills.
for combat.
You can
Yeah.
get mana, but you only can get mana by sacrificing your life and your stamina, and like it's a very, risk reward.
Yeah.
Super cool though.
Oh.
Nice. Outward. Very cool.
Recommend. It's good.
Nice. What about you, Elliot? What have you been playing this week?
Yeah, I've been actually playing a fair bit of stuff. I started Oxenfree. It's really cool. It's
yeah.
it's like this cool, I guess it's sort of 2D. It's like everything looks kind of hand painted and stuff.
arty
Yeah,
game.
it's really cool. All of it's just conversation and these
wow.
kids like go to this island.
Saying nice things instead of mean things.
Yeah, you can. One of the achievements is to make enemies with all your friends. So,
You and
go to this island to all get drunk together, but then something happens and like there's like this spooky shit going on. It's really, really cool. And I think I'm like probably 3 hours in. I like played it for 3 hours straight. I was like well hooked on it. And then I went to bed and I think I'm like probably an hour away from the end. So it's pretty
Really?
short.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool though. And they're the developer doing After Party.
Yeah.
It's coming out later. Well, apparently coming out this year. Can't remember what the developer's called.
After Party's that
The one
game where you got to drink against the devil to get out of hell. That
Yeah,
one's-
yeah.
that
And it looks very
really good.
similar with the little like pop up.
the art style's
like,
very similar.
Art style and the way the conversations work.
That's Night School Studio.
Night School Studios, thank you. So that's been a lot of fun. That was on Xbox Game Pass as well, so I downloaded it, trying to get some achievement score.
Nice.
Also bought this really cool but very difficult little game called Streets of Rogue.
Right.
It's like a immersive, like little 2D sprite based immersive sim cross roguelike, and it's fucking it's so funny. It's got really cool humor and stuff, but my God, is it hard. Like I've only put maybe an hour into it or something, but you go out, you choose your character and you can be like a hacker or a army dude or like a doctor who can't use weapons and stuff. And you can kind of like take on these levels in all different ways. Like you can go around and just shoot everyone and like kill everybody, or you can like talk your way through areas. But at the start of the game, it's kind of hard because you don't have any upgrades or anything like that. And the combat is like really like crushingly difficult at times. If you screw up and you die, you go back to the start of the game. But you're trying to go through like all these levels. Like you start in the slums, and then as you go, there's like I think 4 slum levels, and if you get past there, you go to like the next level up. And the city's like it's kind of like Coruscant, like the shit is down the bottom, and then it's like all the good shit up the top. And you got to try and go all the way through it and then kill the mayor. I'm like, I've gotten through 2 levels, and then I keep getting killed. So it's probably going to be something that takes me a while to really
cool,
get
though.
through. It's really cool. Developed by one dude.
I love stuff
My
like that.
And
favorite.
yeah, it was like $30, and I was like, screw it, I'll get it. I heard a really good review. on the Game Informer show, and I was like, this sounds sick. And you can play it co-op up to 4 players.
Oh, cool.
But I've only been playing 1 player, so yeah, that's really cool. Gonna
Maybe
keep
you need
smashing
friends to make it past.
I was going to say, get out of my head.
Maybe. Well, it's like same screen co-op, so I can always get Tash to jump in and run around with me. And
Sick.
one of the characters you can unlock is just a gorilla, and you can just go around smashing everything.
Maybe you can be Gorilla and Tashi can be Doctor and heal you up.
True. Yeah. Well, I haven't unlocked the gorilla yet, so I'll have to do that.
It's coming though.
The third game I've been playing, which I did about 4 sittings and finished because it's f***ing amazing,
One
is
that was
Doom.
Oh yeah, I was going to say the one that we've been pushing on you for ages.
Yes, and I'm so glad. I put a poll out on Twitter, like, what should I play next? And pretty much everyone said Doom. Oh my God. What a game. It's so good.
I've been waiting for you for this day.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
to be
I'm
able to
so
talk about this with you.
so f***ing glad that like everyone was like, play f***ing Doom. And you were like, I'll lend it to you. And then I realized it's on f***ing Game Pass, like everything else. Oh my God. It's so good. There is there's really nothing in it that I'm like, yeah, this was a bit average. It's f***ing rad. The level design is bonkers.
Yeah.
Like so well designed.
All the verticality they put in there.
Yeah. There's so many secrets that I didn't find.
I love the secrets are my favorite part of that game because they're so well done.
They're so well hidden as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I couldn't. In my playthrough, I have not found a single one of those
Classic
retro levels. Yeah.
Yes, and they're like so like I just loved how again, like we mentioned with the new game, the new Doom game that's coming out, how it's got like that retro style where you've got like that spinning or like just that stagnant
and,
icon
like
and shit, and I'm
armor
just
and
like
stuff.
the health and the
love
ammo and
it.
everything. It's so like old school and it's so smooth on the One X. It's like just looks brilliant.
Is it true
and
4K
it's-
on that?
I don't think so because it's definitely
it would have been
60.
before the X came out, so it would have been an enhancement.
I don't know if it has X enhanced, but it just runs like
Super
buttery smooth.
Yeah.
Like
Butter.
So I assume it's 1080p, but it's definitely 60 frames. And it's so nice to play, and I love the fact that like you don't reload. Yeah. Like when I first got into it, I was like, oh, what the hell? Like you just never reload in this. Like you just run out of ammo and then change weapons, or you pick up more ammo, or you chainsaw someone and you get ammo
Heaps of
and like,
yeah.
oh, it's
It
so
fucks with
good.
me so hard because I keep finding myself hitting the reload button.
Yeah.
Despite the
And the
fact that you
reload-
don't need to. Like,
And like you assume like on an Xbox, it's like usually X is reload, and that pulls out your chainsaw.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay. And then when you unlock the BFG, and it's like, just
the
my
room
fucking god,
Holy fuck, yeah. Dude, absolute best song. I should have, like, everyone here who's played it, I should have set the challenge of coming up with your favorite track from the album.
Oh.
Because that album is a triumph. That shit is incredible. All made by one Australian dude as well.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
mix
represent.
between metal and the synth stuff and the industrial design and the industrial sounding design of it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
There's
Oh my
only one
God.
song I can't remember the name that well, but I know what it sounds like when I hear it. I'm like, oh, that's a Doom.
I'll give you my top three
probably-
real quick. My third would be Rip and Tear, and the next one would be Hellwalker, and the last one, my absolute favorite, is BFG Division.
that song is mad. Because we were listening to that here.
Yeah.
When that came on, I was like, oh, that's it. It's so good.
Wait, is
the rhythm in
Hellwalker
it.
Wait, is Hellwalker one that goes no,
I can't remember.
that might be an old one. Then might be an old one. Then
Oh, you mean
That's
that's
exactly what I sound like, didn't
Yeah, that's E1M1. That's the.
Whoops.
No, don't apologize, but also.
Dylan,
whoops.
you're nuts.
But that's E1M1. The reason I know
Is
that,
that from-
it's because it's the first level of Doom,
that's
and
right.
it's like the first song. That's the Doom song that everyone.
Like the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah,
right.
But they do
okay.
work that into, I think, either Rip and Tear or Hellwalker or something with that main melody.
Oh, right.
But
Yeah, wow.
they totally do bring that back in.
That's so
And,
sick.
I just love the fact that he hooked up a chainsaw to a bunch of analog
Yes!
synthesizers to create an instrument for Hellwalker. Or I think it's Hellwalker, where it's got this like, I can't do it obviously with my mouth, but there's these parts that build up with it. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
Mad. I
One
didn't know that.
day I'm gonna make a trivia show of just game tunes for you guys to play.
Nice.
Dylan's gonna get them all.
Yeah, he
100%.
will.
Yeah,
He's
I'm going to
gonna-
exclude
Dylan's
myself
gonna
from this
win.
one.
Unless it's involved
guys
like
are too
Donkey
kind.
Kong Country, then
True.
Look, I'm gonna put in a bunch of games, and you're gonna have to guess, and
All right.
Dylan's gonna win.
There you go. We're looking at
You guys
new
are so
podcast
sweet.
ideas, so
Yeah. That sounds like a great video idea. We should
you
definitely
can
do this.
definitely
I'll do it.
get on it, Kat.
Look at Kat just paving the
Popping it
way
out.
for our business. I love it.
Boom.
Very
But yeah,
inspiring.
Doom, amazing. I think I'm going to do a bit of a new series on my channel and do
Ooh.
like backlog reviews. So like
Yes.
games that I've been meaning to play that I'm like way behind on. And I think the first one will be Doom because holy shit, the f***ing game is so good.
Have you heard of the subreddit r/patient gamers?
Yeah, I think you've mentioned it
We'll
before.
find some good content in there to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Have you
hell
guys
yeah.
heard of that
Yeah,
subreddit?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Just for anyone who's uninitiated, they basically talk about games way after they've come out and how they
Finally are enjoying them.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, why didn't I play
There
this
is so
earlier?
many
Every
for me
single
to
thread.
play.
That's
Yeah.
it, literally. So,
There's so many for me to play. Holy
Oh,
crap.
dude, my
Witcher
backlog
3 be
is-
at the top.
True.
Get on
It's
that.
right.
Now we're
at the
trying to
top
get you to
there.
play Dark Souls, man. You're never going to get anything
Yeah,
done.
this shit's never gonna happen.
There's literally not enough time in the year. Like,
to get all this shit
Literally,
done.
his
Yeah.
backlog is longer than the things he's played.
and I want to play. I'm in the middle of playing Borderlands, and I need to play Borderlands Borderlands 2 because Borderlands 3 is about to come out. Gears 5 is about to come out, so I have to play Gears 4. Like Wolfenstein Youngblood's about to come out. I'm not going to get a
Next
chance
Friday.
to play the
New
old
Colossus.
ones. No, yeah, I'm not. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to get Youngblood, but still.
Dude, I don't think that the story is that.
No, plus it's like
Integral.
20 years later, and it's
Nah,
and,
screw it. Just stop gunning down Nazis. Who gives a shit?
Dude, you got
Yeah.
4 days
Pronounced
off.
Nazis.
True.
Nazis. Dylan, what have you been playing?
Oh shit! Oh shit! What have I been playing? I have been not doing much this week. I've been at home a lot, enjoying the solitude of not having housemates, which has been pretty cool.
Nice.
So I've been playing a shitload of games, and I was also sick, so I didn't go to work for a few days, and so you can tell I got better by playing a shitload of games.
Yeah.
as you do.
That's
As
how
you
it goes.
do, right? So I
Perfect
was
healing.
playing a few things, but number one I want to talk about is Detroit Become Human.
Yes.
Holy shit. Because I was following this game when it first came out, never played, never bought it, but I heard good things about it. A huge fan of Quantic Dream and David Cage because they did Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain,
Yeah.
which both games that I really enjoyed. But yeah, so I got amongst it, and holy it's incredible.
So good.
Such a good game.
Not only is the graphics amazing, like it's
Right?
it feels very much, like I hate to use the words next gen, but like it feels very
It's next
cinematic.
gen.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
the cinematography that they use as well is incredible, and the branching paths and the amount of ways that you can handle one situation, and it doesn't.
Especially when you see the flow chart at the end of the levels.
Yes.
It's like,
They're like,
oh wow, I
You did 20%, you nub. What
Yeah,
are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
or like you see like the percentage of how many people in the world have done that
Yeah.
thing, and it's like that's
Makes you
sick. I
puts
love
your
that.
actions into context, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
I remember when
Yeah.
I first saw it, the first time I saw it, I was watching a streamer play, and he got like to the end of a path, and it told him how many people had chosen it. No one had
Yeah.
made that path yet.
He was
He was
number
like,
one?
"What the?"
My-
He was like,
one of my
0%?
endings was like 1% or like less than 1% of people had gotten that ending for Kara, and I was like, oh, I f***ed up real hard.
like, I'm really messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the game is basically it seems from the outside like it's one big long like quick time event
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
But though the people who say that are the people who haven't played it.
Yeah.
Essentially. Because once you get your hands on it and you start to get a feel for how the game works, like it is admittedly a quick time event
Heavy.
heavy.
Sure, yeah, it's an
affair.
interactive movie, but it's
But
so,
the story
I
is
love it.
why you're there. Honestly, the way that they build the characters, the development is nuts.
Hmm.
The way that the stories intersect, and the way that like your actions have impact. When they all come together, all the
Yes.
characters the first time when they're in Jericho.
Yes.
The first time I played it,
Yes.
two of the characters that were meant to be there were dead.
You're
So
like,
when I went through and I
"Oops."
played it the first time, I was like, "Oh, cool! Kara's in this place. She can't really talk to many people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all
Moving
right."
on.
And then the game ended pretty quickly after that because I f***ed up so bad. I got Connor, who's one of the main androids, decommissioned because I just didn't do my job well enough as him. I didn't pick up all the evidence, and it was so funny because you end up talking to this character named Amanda, who is a software representation of. Basically, it comes across that like she's your boss.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
she's not a
yeah,
real
yeah.
person. She's software too, but she's your
Is
boss.
that like in the other, like the other world?
The-
yeah,
like,
yeah,
garden.
Zen garden, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So anyway, I didn't mean it. I didn't do this on purpose, but it kind of seemed that every time I talked to her, I was like this bumbling it.
Yes!
Like, I just absolutely ballsed up this mission. She's like, what happened there? And she's like, I don't know. And then it ended up I just gave all the wrong answers. Connor looked like a idiot every time he talked to her. And then eventually it just they just turned him off. They were just like, yep, you're not doing your job.
You are garbage.
You're clearly not up to this task, you boy robot. So they just turn him off and leave him in the cold.
Connor's story is one of my favorite character arcs from any game.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Huge call.
I just think it's so good. Like,
Yeah.
I hated him when I first saw him.
Same.
I was like, you little bitch boy. Who the you think you are? And then I was like, my baby Connor, what are you doing?
Well, it served for me to hate him more when he got decommissioned. I was like, what the was the point of all that? Turns out I obviously just wasn't playing the game correctly, because the way that it works is like once you finish it, you can go back and you can play whatever chapter you want. So I had to play a bunch of his chapters again to do it correctly. And then I didn't realize that you had to play from those chapters consecutively all the way to like
The
those
end,
big points that have an impact on whether or not he lives or dies. So I'd go back and I'd play it and I'd do it correctly. Then I'd go back to try and like reap the benefits. And then they'll be like, oh, you up, Connor. I was like, no, I didn't. So then I had to do it again. And then,
I guess because it doesn't, retroactively
it was
changed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which sucked, but it meant I played the game more and experimented with different things.
That's cool.
I really, really enjoyed the experience of this story about androids becoming sentient and self-aware, and the like parallels it has with genocide and like all the horrible parts of human history, and how it just sort of brings it all together, but under the context of androids versus humanity. I thought it was an achievement.
I think I love games where it is almost all about the narrative and about your conversations and stuff. Some people are like, oh, it's not even a video game, but I'd like Oxenfree, all you're doing is walking around
and talking.
And I just love it. Sometimes it's kind of the game you kind of want. You don't want to have to be stressed out about trying to aim or trying to
I'm going to be stressed out about these choices that I'm making in my dialogue.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother story. But
you feel it.
I just love that. And obviously there are the gameplay sections where you have to do quick time events and stuff. But I just think it's such a cool way to tell a story. I way enjoy that more than watching a movie or something like that. So I love Detroit.
I think what would mix that up a bit more is if you got to do some of the same chapters with different characters from the same perspective, from different perspectives. Because even when they all link up together, that kind of happens, but you don't really get to experience what it's like from their perspective at the same events happen.
It's still Connor's chapter or whatever, where you go to Jericho or whatever it is.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's an opportunity in some upcoming Quantic Dream games, but all I want to say is I really have the hiccups. I do. Unfortunate. But I really enjoyed the experience, and I would play it again. But it's on PlayStation Plus. It's one of the 2 free games for this month.
Nice.
It's so good.
Unfortunately, the complete opposite of the kind of game that I would play.
I think you might enjoy it though. You got to give it the time of day.
Connor's descent into deviancy is perfect. There is nothing that I could fault in his story. Any path that you take, I just love it so much. His change from being an emotionless android into someone who has needs and wants and feelings
and
empathy.
Cool, yeah,
it's so well done.
So he becomes human.
Exactly.
With his,
you got it.
If you don't care about the spoilers, at the very end with his perfect ending, he does become free.
He becomes free.
What does that even mean?
It means that he's no longer beholden to his human overlords. It means he don't have to take orders from white boys like you.
Yeah, it means he don't have a boss.
Like Hank.
Dude, Hank as well, that relationship was so good. I would
He was great.
I would say even out of just regular storytelling media TV shows and stuff, whatever, I Connor's story.
I could watch a cop show of just Hank and Connor.
I would, if that was a TV show, I would watch it. It would probably be one of my favorite shows because it is so good.
Honestly, the grizzled detective shtick has been done to death.
Yeah,
but
alcoholic.
They did nail it, and they didn't.
Yeah.
When you think back on it, they didn't nail it in any specific way. They did pretty much what all the other character arcs do with that sort of stuff.
Did your
But
Hank
it's just
live?
his acting, man. Sorry?
Did your Hank live?
No, and I'll tell you about that for sure. But
I don't remember if mine did.
I forget what I was even talking about.
Sorry.
No,
Grizzly
you're right.
Detective.
Oh yeah,
Grizzly
They
Detectives.
do it to death, but it worked really well. I thought
Yeah.
it was cool. I love the scene where Connor can die after this interrogation room thing, right?
Yeah.
You can get shot in the face, and it's
Yes.
kind of crazy.
I think he died in mine.
Yeah,
But then he comes back, doesn't he?
he does.
Like-
He comes back.
always comes back.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for if he gets
Except for
decommissioned.
except for Dylan's ultimate case there.
But there's a point where he Hank passes out on the floor, and you've got to go as Connor into his house to like break in,
Yeah,
and wake him
yeah,
up
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like even the sequence of him just pulling him up from the ground and trying to sober him up, it just felt
So good.
Exactly.
So real when he's like getting him in the tub and like, oh.
And the lighting is incredible because there's two sequences that stood out for me, and this is one of them, the one I'm talking about here. And then there was another one where you're in this like net. The level's called the nest. It's like this apartment's filled with pigeons and
Yeah.
whatnot. And there's just this part before he kicks the door down. The light is shining
Yes,
on
that
Hank's
was so
face,
good.
and it was one of those trippy moments where I was just like, "Is this a photo?" Like it looked so
right.
realistic
Is this
with the
real life?
lighting. Yeah, is this real life? David at the dentist, certified.
Oh, I love that game.
So just doing obviously, I don't mean to drag it out anymore, but question.
Question.
So from what my understanding is, then if like let's say I'll use Connor as an example. If Connor dies, he doesn't die. They just put his memory into a different.
Yeah.
And he's
so-
the only one that
can do
rule
that.
applies to.
The rest
Oh,
of them, if
okay.
they
They're
die,
all
they're dead.
They're just
yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
So there's this one scene where you actively see it where, spoilers, Hank pushes him off a building. And as he's falling, it has a little like UI overlay that it's like uploading memory. And that's
right.
when you first see, I guess exactly how it's working, because you don't know if he's like plugging into the wall every half an hour or whatever. But yeah, he like uploads his memory as he dies and
Does
then
a quick
come back as
backup.
Connor again. And then you're just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Hank.
What's
Why'd you
cool
push
about
me?
it?
Yeah, I didn't get killed by Hank at all. I think I must have done
So-
the right thing.
I killed Hank.
So realistically, then
By
I'll tell you about it.
So realistically, then Connor could just put himself in literally danger every single time for the benefit of the good to save whoever it needs.
Yeah, but
to
I
be
mean,
to
I
save.
guess
You
that's
could,
the
but
point
they
of the
don't
game.
see it
but-
that way.
Yeah,
They're like,
that's
Yeah.
he's expensive. But
Oh, okay.
But
Right.
once you watch
does
the
he cost?
compilation of him dying, it is hilarious. There are so many deaths that he can get himself into.
Like honestly,
crossing the street.
that would be if that was me. If I was Connor, I realized that was the ability I could do. I'd be like, I am just gonna throw myself in front of this train and save this person.
What's cool about that, Mitch, as well, is the dynamic between Hank and Connor, because Hank is used to, like, if someone dies on duty, like what he's used to is like they're dead. You
Yeah.
know, like he doesn't
Yeah.
see him again, and he gets traumatized because he keeps coming back to life, and then he's just like, "Oh, Connor, I saw you die. I saw you."
Yeah, he's like,
"I'm the
I
android.
held you in my arms.
I'm the android sent by Cyberlife to
Yeah.
assist
What
with
a
the
reason!
investigation."
Just from the story, I haven't been liking Hank, so I'm happy
He has
to
his
traumatize
moments.
Hank.
Hank he's
I like
he's a
him.
good boy at heart.
Yeah.
When there's I think it's Hank like threatens to kill him at some point, or maybe that other douchey detective.
Oh yeah, he's good at heart.
And he's like, Connor's like, I'm worth a small fortune. He's like,
Oh,
do
did
you
he say
remember
that?
that part?
No,
He's
no.
just he's like, I would advise against it, motherfucker. I cost a lot.
He's like, I will inform your superiors. Things
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
It's so good.
Oh, he's perfect.
It's really, really good. I recommend it. It's free right now, so do yourselves a favor and go and check it out.
And it comes with Heavy Rain too, doesn't it? Like,
It does.
Yeah.
And it also
Actually-
came with like the digital soundtrack and all that. And I'm like, obviously delete.
It's
Like, I don't
so
care about
good.
it. It's a good soundtrack, but I'm not going to listen to it on my PlayStation. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, and the other game I was playing this week was Dark Souls 2, Scholar
Yeah,
of the
boy.
First Sin.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, but I think last week
Kenny
we had a
loves that.
pretty good talk about that. So I don't know if I'll dive in. It's good shit. But let's move into the topics for this week, guys. We've got 3 big topics that we want to talk about in this episode. Since the beginning of the recording of this episode, however, I have developed a serious case of the hiccups. So from this point on, if you hear me just sort of stop
Dying
talking,
in the,
that's
in the corner.
exactly what's going on. All right, alrighty. So the first topic for this week was Nintendo came out swinging, and they decided to announce a brand new console.
Hell yeah!
Did they really though, Elliot?
Well, not really. Okay, so first of all, we all kind of knew this was coming. We spoke about it about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we called it, but so did the entire internet.
Everyone knew.
Switch Lite. Nintendo Switch Lite, Lite, just like the
As
old
always.
DS Lite. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. So
Comes in
it's-
3 stunning colors: banana, turquoise, and gravel grey.
Banana.
It's actually banana.
So it's got the same internals as the normal Switch. Actually, the processor is the same, but it's apparently 16 nanometer rather than 20. Don't know if that improves the performance in any way,
Might
but
improve the cooling potentially.
yeah, that's what Digital Foundry said as well. It's not switchable though; it's handheld only. Joy
It's
Cons
called
are
the
attached.
Switch, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's don't get me started.
That's the big point of contention.
So it essentially, like, I think with the 3DS pretty much on the way out, it seems like this is just the replacement for the 3DS. $199.
It's gonna sell tons.
You reckon?
This is-
Yeah.
I
it's
reckon
going to be
so.
the big Christmas move.
Yeah.
But
But
what's weird in Australia is $329, right?
Really?
The Switch you can get for like $400 on a sale. So it's like for kids, this
I'm
is
pretty sure I
great.
got my Switch for like $360 or something.
legit.
And
I
Really?
spent about 400.
Mine was $400, yeah, but it came with one game.
Mine
same.
didn't come with
Nintendo
a
going
game,
all out.
I know.
so that'd be it.
Yeah, it's a weird one. You're right though; it'll sell well. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
especially
we've
that
got Pokemon
Pokemon, that
coming out.
sexy Pokemon one. If
Yeah.
it
With
was,
the blue and the pink joy sticks. Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
and it has
That'll
a
be a huge
D-pad,
mover.
which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the current Switch doesn't have one.
Absolutely. That's like a reason to buy it.
Yeah, but it just I
And
don't know.
Animal Crossing as well,
Oh, true.
which is like
What about it?
the biggest friend as a console seller for it.
Especially
Oh, yeah.
portable, because like everyone playing that shit on 3DS.
Yeah.
Like they can move that audience
I
over.
just feel like the definite target audience here is kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
sure.
sure.
And like they're thinking
Kids and
purely on
female
holiday.
gamers.
They're
Even
purely
though-
thinking on Christmas holidays.
Yeah, even
They've
though
got that in
Kids and
mind.
female game.
I'm not kidding. Like female gamers is a huge target because Animal Crossing is mostly aimed at female players.
player base.
Yeah, but like,
Hiccup.
but is it though? Is it really? Animal Crossing
have
aimed
numbers?
at females?
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone loves Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it's
bought
true.
a
But-
3DS to play.
HQ,
Animal
please
Crossing.
confirm.
I've
Love
never
it.
played it.
I got bored
But-
because it's a boring game, but
But
for a guy like me at least.
I forgot what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
not enough guns and not enough execution.
Oh yeah,
in the
it
game
doesn't
for me to
have
like
it doesn't have Rumble.
titties.
What the?
No
I don't
titties
know.
either.
I don't know how Nintendo can get away with not having something as simple as Rumble, in
Especially
their
swinging their
controllers.
dick around but HD rumble. Like
which is pretty amazing. Like that technology is way underused.
it
Like,
feels good to use it. Like
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. Like you can tell that it's there when you play a game like that. But why
when-
would they not bring that flagship feature across?
I just don't understand. Like also, there's no kickstand, so even if you have like separate Joy-Cons, which you can attach to it, you can't play games. Like you can't just set it down on a table and play like local multiplayer.
Has to be handheld.
It's
yeah.
really weird. And it's 5.5 inch screen, so it's not even a big screen. It is still the same resolution, so it's only 720p, but it's a higher pixel density, being that it is smaller. I don't know. For me, it's like I would spend the extra $80 or whatever and get a full size Switch because it has all those features
I got some stats.
plus more.
But
Stat me up.
It is going to be running better though, right? Because you only really hit 720p on games like Legend of Zelda if you're in docked mode.
True.
So is this capable
No,
of?
I think isn't Zelda 1080 in docked?
I don't
Couldn't tell you.
know, but
It's not going to run any differently.
My
though.
point being that not related to the resolution specifically, but you know how there is a difference between the games played in docked mode versus
Yeah.
handheld.
Yeah, because
can the Lite play them at the top quality?
No.
So it is basically limited to that.
the handheld mode.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because when you put it in the dock, there's, I guess, some chip in there that extrapolates the height, like that has more power, right?
Must be. I
There
don't
has to be, but otherwise it's just a piece of plastic with a HDMI port. But that definitely does something when it's in the
I
dock.
think it's an issue of like the power going into it as well. Like
Maybe.
although-
I don't know, but it's definitely, this is only going to play games the way they play undocked, handheld. Yeah.
Fair. So there's no benefit to it other than the fact of giving it to people who might not have been able to buy a Switch before. I
Yeah,
suppose.
being cheaper.
Which
yeah.
I guess is going to bring in more people.
It's
It's going
a
to sell.
full-on Nintendo move, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like it's like the 3DS was to
Yeah.
the
Well, no,
Sorry, the 2DS was to the 3DS.
as well, like same stuff with like the what is it? The DSi and the
Yeah, and the DS Lite.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
This is very much par for the course for Nintendo.
Yeah, and that's cool. It's more options, I guess. So, Caddy, what you got there?
So, Animal Crossing New Leaf sold 12 million copies, and 56% was female players. So it's only slightly more
Yeah.
female, but
Yeah.
But still,
yeah, I
apparently
mean,
an astonishing figure because most of the females that purchased were between 19 and 24 years of age as well.
Wow.
I
there
just
you
don't
go.
see the
Market
obsession
data.
with Animal Crossing. People love it.
don't
I guess
get it.
I've never
I
played
really don't
one,
get it.
But yeah,
I didn't understand people's obsession with shoes until I started to get into it either.
True.
maybe I should play Animal Crossing.
I don't know if you should.
Yeah.
I mean, I did-
I'm not interested in
I
anyway.
did start playing it, but it's one of those.
Tom Nook can suck my dick.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to go around
about
and
Isabel?
virtually fish and pay off some debt collector. And
Yeah,
I don't
right?
wanna
Yeah,
Do
what a
that.
douche.
I want to stab people and shoot stuff, and
Yeah.
that's dumb.
Yeah, I'm a man.
I'm a man.
And see titties.
Yeah, I want to play Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's an option. I hope now this is paving the way for potentially a Switch Pro, or
have to.
if they don't fucking call it this, call it a Super Switch. Please, Nintendo, bring back that Super title.
That would be kind of cool.
I know.
Can you imagine if they brought
I
out
would love
a
that.
dock for the Nintendo Switch that made it more powerful, like a little, like
That'd be sick.
like if it did upscale it to 1080p, or if it did actually have another little graphics chip
That would be
inside of it.
sick.
Because like it would be cool if you could buy the Switch Pro, or if you already had a Switch, you could just buy that dock.
Super Switch.
Yeah, yeah. Super Switch. How good would that Super Nintendo
Fuck Switch Pro.
If
So
they-
it's like the
Switch.
SNS.
But the only
instead of
difference
SNES.
between that is but NES and SNES are different consoles.
Yeah, I know,
Whereas
but
this
what
would
I'm
be-
saying, they should just take the moniker of Super and use it for their Switch.
Don't
Super
get me
Nintendo
wrong. I think that's a cool idea, but at the same time, I don't think they would do it because it is part of the same generation.
Yeah, you probably.
I don't give a shit.
I just
But
want
it
to feel
sounds
like
cooler than Switch Pro because that's everyone knows
Everyone
it's
has
going to be
a Pro.
called Switch Pro or whatever.
Or Nintendo Switch X. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. That's for sure.
I just want to feel like I have
Switch
I just want to have the super title so I know that I've got super big dick energy.
Yeah, yeah. Nintendo.
You're not
Doug Bowser, swing that.
You're
big
never
gonna
going
buy
to
Switch.
buy a
Nah.
Switch.
Because I know I have super big dick energy
Yeah,
anyway.
you don't need that Japanese plastic to
Yeah.
to let everyone know. I'm
Yeah,
not referring
another
to
thing is
Switches
like-
as Japanese plastic from now on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Another thing
Japanese
is like games like Mario Party and shit like that. Like no one's playing that on handheld, right? Like
Can you play that on handheld?
I assume so, but you need
see why not.
Joy-Cons, so you're going to need extra Joy-Cons.
So that's not
And if
handheld
you
then?
were, well, it is still
No,
handheld
but
mode.
If you're going to play
Well, sorry,
two-player,
undocked.
you'd have to put it on
Undocked.
exactly
Okay,
undocked
sure.
with the little kickstand out there.
But there's no kickstand on the
kickstand,
f***ing
new
Switch
one.
Lite.
That's my point. Is that like you can't do that?
You can rest it up onto a wall and
Oh, but
like,
don't worry, fam. You can go and buy more Joy-Cons.
and then you've pretty much spent the same amount of money you would on an actual Switch.
True.
And I don't get it.
I don't think-
101
It's-
marketing.
I know I'm not the target audience, and that's why I don't get it. Some people will love it. Also, that turquoise does look nice.
it does look nice.
turquoise.
Turquoise. Yeah, so that's it.
Cool.
I think it's coming out, what, September 20? If I am to be
It's coming out
correct.
heckin' soon, that's for sure.
Heckin' dang.
Heckin' dang
They
soon.
look good. The consoles
Something like
themselves, they look good.
The one with
They
the
do look
pink
pretty.
and the blue Joy-Cons looks f***ing amazing. The Sword
It
and Shield
does.
one. It looks
does.
good.
I hope they don't, like,
True.
just make it, like,
That's vaporwave.
bring
vibes
out
right
some
there.
cool,
Yeah, right.
bring out some cool custom Switches
Yeah.
this year as well. Because I thought the Pokemon one was shit in yellow, looked really crap.
Yeah, the yellow and
the
the slightly brown yellow.
and the grey Smash Brothers one was crap as well. So it's like bring out some cool
Or
colored.
you can get two
normal
red for
Switch.
Mario.
Yeah,
I don't want two red. I want a pink and a blue one.
This thing doesn't look like it's going to fit in your pocket.
but if a 5.5 inch display, that's the same as an iPhone 8 Plus.
Yeah.
So that's pretty small. Like, but
pretty
the
small.
console's obviously quite a bit bigger than an iPhone.
Back in
but
the day, that was huge.
Yeah.
yeah.
Massive.
It-
Like, my
it
phone's
looked pretty
6.5
small.
inches. And that now I'm like, my phone's too small.
You wouldn't want to
Yeah.
play on that.
I could, but I don't.
Yeah, but like in the ads, they looked pretty small in their hands as well.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm sure, like you said, like you both said, it's going to sell gangbusters.
tons.
When I was watching the trailer, I was impressed, but at the same time, I was just like,
But
I
yeah,
was thinking when I just looked at my Switch when I watched that trailer, I was like, but it's already portable.
exactly.
don't
The one,
need it,
the one guy rocks up with his new Switch Lite, and the other guy's there with his Switch. Anyway, it's like
You could
Wow.
Yeah.
see the size difference in that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that light now fits in my bum bag, so
True.
yeah,
True.
in my Nike bum bag,
Right next to my
my
ciggies.
crack pipe.
because that is who was going to be buying those lights.
yeah.
That is true.
Crackheads.
More like stealing. But anyway. Yes. Moving right along to the second topic of this week. And this is going to be handled by our good friend and longtime collaborator, Kat Jerriton.
It's me, suckers. I'm going to tell you a story. Let me set the scene for you guys.
Said it.
Oh, please.
We've got our average gamer here. We've got, what's his, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong because I'm going to call
Gordic.
him. It's Gordic because I keep trying to say Godric, but it's Gordic.
Gordic.
2Ks.
We've got Gordic. We've got Gordic, and he's your average gamer, and he's a completionist, and not like your average completionist who just likes to finish games when he can. He is an avid completionist.
So he's not a normal gamer then, is he?
Yeah,
he's not average.
He's over the
Marshall
top.
boy.
Yeah, he's
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 the
going
prime
hard. He wants 100% in everything. So he gets this good old game on Steam, Killer Instinct, and he gets all the achievements except for one. But this one achievement is not blocked to him by skill because he 100%s all his games. He's probably skilled as, but he can't get this one achievement called Ready to Body, and he can't get it because it's bugged. Bugged on Steam.
Oh no.
A poor Gordic, really upset.
Poor Dick.
All he has to do for this, poor Dickie, all he had to do for this achievement was complete 10 matches, which is probably easy as pie, and he can't get his achievement. So he goes on the Steam forums and he asks, and he's like, you know,
Where my achievement at?
where my achievement, can you please fix? And we've got this community moderator called James Goddard, and he's basically like, yeah, we'll look into it. Never looks into it. Nothing's done. So Gordic's pretty upset.
God.
So he goes onto the forums and he's pleading for it because he really wants the achievement. Nothing happens. So he goes to Iron Galaxy, who's a development studio behind it. They don't do anything. They send him to Microsoft and Xbox support, and they don't do anything. So he goes to Steam support, who sends him back to Microsoft, and he tries Rare, and they send him back to Microsoft, and nothing's getting done. So he goes onto the forums again, and he starts posting about this bug. He's like, I'm going to post about it daily. But then they're like, you can't repeat the same post, you asshole. So they start deleting his posts, and then they delete his account because he keeps posting the same thing. So every day, I think it was for 8 months, he makes a new account, posts the same thing over and over, so many fake emails, until it comes to a point where the moderators start having to approve posts before they can get put through, because he just kept doing it. And he'd post at different times of day so they couldn't take it down. So he'd post at 11 a.m. 4 days in a row. So they're waiting at 11 a.m. And then he'll post at 6 p.m. So he gets left up for 6 hours or something. And he keeps waiting and they keep deleting it. And he's never going to get his achievement, this poor guy. And then he's like, you know what? It's been a year. I'm going to contact the Better Business Bureau. And he does.
The Better Business Bureau.
The Better Business Bureau.
Is this like the
So left
ACCC of
field.
the US or something?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But
Holy crap.
he reaches out and they reach out to the game developers and they respond back and they're like, we'll have a look at this. You'll have a response within 1 day. And he was like, is this it? And then James Goddard, the dude from the start that's like, I'll have a look at it and never does.
The antagonist of the story.
The antagonist, the big f***ing bad who slaps down his dreams. He's like, F*** you, no 100% game achievement for you. You cannot have it, Gordic. You cannot. Here he comes back into the forum and he's like, yeah, I'm going to look at this next week. And it gets fixed.
Wow.
Gets fixed. And he gets his 100% after a year and a few months. What a journey.
That is
Dedication.
Holy
hey.
shit. That is
What a dude.
actual completionist.
Right?
Everyone who calls themselves a completionist has nothing on Gordic.
I'm just an average gamer.
Posting average things on average forums.
Like,
Let's take a look at the fact. Not
straight.
even just the fact that he was dedicated to this, but the fact that it was handled so poorly. by
Yeah.
so many different
Right?
studios
At
and
a certain
companies.
point, they're busy making new games.
Yeah,
new
it's
games.
true.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But if
They've
the
got a
community-
department to sort out these kinds of things, and no one gave a shit.
If the community dude, like
Yeah.
James Goddard or whatever, was able to go, all right, we'll sort it out, and a week later it's fixed,
could've
clearly
done
they
that a
were
long
just
He
time.
like,
had the time.
Yeah.
He just didn't give a shit.
exactly.
Right?
Well,
And,
he
like,
may not have given a shit.
Fine.
I don't know if what his true
He
story,
didn't
but
give enough of a shit.
You know who
That's
gave a
what
lot of shit?
Gordic.
Gordic gave a shit, and he antagonized them as well when he's posting to the forums because he'd post at different times. He'd be like, "It took you 6 hours to take down my post yesterday. I was getting worried for you guys." And like,
God,
Shut
this
down the
guy had
forum.
a
their
job.
face, yeah, just like
He's a f***ing completionist in life.
he really wanted it. So he had this interview with Polygon. They're like, "Was it worth it?" And he was like, "Abso-f***ingly." Like, he's like, "I would do it again. I want all my achievements." So
In the meantime, he hasn't played a game for f***ing 14 months because he's been trying to get this one achievement. It's like, I will not continue.
Too
Well-
busy trolling those guys.
Well, right now he's started
that was
playing,
his game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was his game. But now he's started playing Team Sonic Racing, and it also has a glitched achievement. So
Why
he's,
would you play that?
he's reached out to Sega, and we may see another complaint to the Better Business Bureau. Who knows?
So did the Better Business Bureau actually kick in? And do
Yeah,
something?
they must have gotten in contact with the developers and been like, fix it, because he contacted Better Business Bureau, and then he got a response from the developers saying, we will look into this and you'll have a response within 1 day. So he had to
Must
have
have been like, we're looking into you guys.
just been, I
Fix
don't
it
know.
or we're finding you.
I don't know
Big time.
what you'd get that under, like false advertising or I have no idea. Like,
Wait, maybe a not complete product?
Yeah,
Yeah,
How
which
did
would
Metal
be
Gear
nice.
Solid
Could you
5
go
get
complete
released?
anyways, it got fixed in a week, so they could have saved that man a year of time, literally a year of his life. The poor dude.
If I was Gordy, I'd be like, now I want compensation for the time that you wasted. I could have been playing
months.
this game or that game.
Right.
Now
You'd be
you've
like,
wasted my time
owe
and
me a
my life.
keyboard because I had to spend so much time typing all these abusive messages.
Right.
It ruined my keyboard, so you
I
only one of them
made-
too.
I would like
300
10
fake email accounts.
I would like $10 million, please.
Like-
and if you don't comply, I will go to the bureau again.
That's a.
Bureau boys will come and bust down your day.
I have links to the bureau. But like, man, dedication. Like,
that is.
I don't think I could ever f***ing care about an achievement that much. If I saw it was glitched, I'd be like, I'm done.
Maybe
That's
his OCD is shit, and it was
Clearly.
digging into his brain.
If they
He's
ever
not
went to court-
OCD. He's just the top tier gamer. Like he has 100% achievement in every.
Yo, this guy goes and flex his dick.
He'll
Yeah.
do anything right. He'll do anything to get that achievement, except for like go to court for it. Because he's the type of guy that needs to be airlifted out of his house. He's so morbidly
Yo, I wonder how big his
sitting
neck
there all
beat
day.
is.
Yeah, seriously,
Rooted
sitting there
into
watching
his
My Little
chair.
Pony, getting mad about this Killer Instinct thing.
Dude, I think Gordic is my hero, so I'd love you to not slander him that way.
He's your 400-pound hero.
Wait, what was it? Was it a Disney movie or something like that? Like the Big Hero 6 Hero or something like that? Big
Hero
Hero
six.
six.
Hero
It's
6.
called Big Hero Thick.
Big Hero 600.
Big Hero Thick.
Gordic, if you're out there, what you did was an achievement in itself.
I still respect you.
100% gamer score on life.
Might have to tag him in this on Twitter.
He's going to at me so bad.
Alrighty, I'm done with my Gordic story now.
Great story.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for taking us through that roller coaster of emotion. So the next little article or story we're talking about on Spawn Respawn is a little bit of a deal with Domino's.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Cheeky.
a pretty well-known video game developer named Square Enix.
Squeens?
Squeanos.
You guys ever heard of Domino's?
Nah, what's that?
You ever heard of Square Enix?
You ever heard of
Nah, what's
Squeenix?
that?
Well, because what they've gone and done, skis, so you see what they've done is they've partnered up. So essentially, there is this big ass bundle that they're pushing out over at the old Domino's in Australia, at least. For you can get 3 pieces, a garlic bread, and a 1.25 litre of drink. And little side packet, you get Final Fantasy 14 online complete edition, meaning that you get every bit of DLC for it.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
f***ing sick.
So for one person, you're going to get a whole bunch of games, 3 pizzas, a drink, and some garlic bread. That is a good night's entertainment.
Yeah, it sounds like a good Friday
delivered,
night.
mate. $60 delivered.
$60, that's pretty good.
How much did we work out the game was? $89.
$88.90.
90.
Wow.
And I think it's $56 something for the delivery. So
Oh, shit.
So not only do I get a ton of pizza, I get a game like super like for so much less.
Yeah, and the thing is though, like, here's the thing that we were talking about before recording. I don't know anyone who plays this game, Final Fantasy 14 online. Does anyone here know anyone who plays that?
No.
Not in real life.
And it's not as if like the Domino's customer base is the type of people who's going to be like, oh, yeah, an MMO, Final Fantasy 14 online. If it was World of Warcraft, maybe. But this is such a Japanese MMO.
Well, Final
it's pretty
Fantasy
popular
14's player count has recently, I believe, overtaken WoW. So
That's
Is it
nuts.
because of the deal?
Concurrent.
maybe it's
The
because
deal
of
is
yeah.
so hot
Yeah.
that they just were
Deals are
like,
f***ing-
But what was your theory as to why they've gone with that?
I don't know. I just thought it was really weird because, like, why does like the bases don't really like converge really? Like, why is Final Fantasy being like, we don't have enough players in Australia, and Domino's like, you know what? I think the people who would play your game might buy our pizza
just
because we're not
marketing.
selling enough pizza.
Yeah.
Straight up their marketing budget, just like
It's just such a
table.
it's just such
can
a
afford
weird partnership because yeah, gamers buy pizza, but why is Square Enix like, I need to partner with Domino's
Yeah.
to sell my game? Because as we said, it's overtaking World of Warcraft in popularity for concurrent players.
And
That
your
makes me
thought was like
sick.
maybe everyone's hyped for Final Fantasy VII, so people are more likely to jump into this.
Yeah.
'cause
Oh, I thought what
yeah.
you were saying was that it's like, because there's a huge demographic of people who might play games but don't play this game, this
Yeah.
could be an opportunity to filter in some new players.
Yeah, that's
because
what I
they
was
give you
thinking.
Yeah.
They give you the entirety of the DLC. With
It's
it.
such an
a
incentive.
free month as well, and,
And
then
it's-
and then you're paying that subscription.
See, and that's the sneaky bit, right? Because you think, oh man, I'm getting such great value. I'm getting like $80 worth of a game for $60. That's crazy,
I'm
including
getting pizza.
dinner and food and all that.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Get
But
bizarre.
then you get the fucking monthly subscription to pay for.
Yeah.
You do get the first month free, which is cool, but I just like, I guess as well, given the hype that's online right now for Shadowbringer, I think is what it's called, the Final Fantasy 14 DLC.
Shadowbringers, yeah.
Yeah, Shadowbringers. Therefore, people that probably would never have purchased it because of the high introduction cost and the monthly fee would then go, you know what, I f***ing love pizza though. Hell yeah, I can spend an extra 20 on it and get a full game.
here's my theory.
Yeah, go on.
Don Meij, I think that's how his last name is pronounced, is the CEO of Domino's Australia. I bet you he's a Final Fantasy player. And he's like, I need to bring in more people in. If there's, like, I imagine there's
people in
clans
my
and stuff like
guild,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
we-
I need people to get in my clan, boys. Come buy my pizza.
Yeah, he's like, join my clan, you can have $1 off your next pizza.
It's like, Denise, get Square Enix on the phone now.
Free garlic bread if you join my clan.
Oh, yeah, I'd probably join his clan.
I'd join his
100%.
clan.
Yeah, I want that free garlic bread. Give me the garlic
I
bread.
would
Don.
join the clan just to
GB.
troll this clown. Like,
Well, like saying like why Domino's, but it's interesting. Like we kind of noted down some of the previous like tie-ins with video games, and Domino's did one just last year for Forza Horizon, and I think you know how you can do like I think you can do like create your own pizzas or some
Yeah,
shit,
yeah, yeah.
like
Ooh.
whatever it's called. But there was some one where
It's design your own or something.
yeah, something like that. Anyway, the Forza one came with 14 days of Game Pass, 1 month of gold, 2 pizzas, garlic bread, drink, and Forza Horizon 4 DLC. So it must have been like
Oh, right.
the what's it called?
Forza Horizon must
Fortune
have been on
Island.
Game Pass. Already.
Game Pass, yeah. Well, it was on Game Pass when it came out. So it's like you essentially get the Game Pass for 14 days, and you can obviously download Forza, and then you can get the DLC on top of that.
That's
so
nuts,
that
though.
was
You get a month of gold.
a month of gold, yeah, and 2 weeks of Game Pass.
That's huge.
Forza and Final Fantasy, I think there's just like some disconnect between the type of game they are in pizza. Like if you were
Totally.
offering me like Overwatch like boxes, I'd be like, yeah, you sell that with pizza and your f***ing Mountain Dew or some shit. Or if you're like giving me COD or like WoW shit, then it fits more in, you know, like with the stereotypical greasy gamer look. Like,
yeah.
Watch
That's
it.
fair.
I'm just saying the stereotypical one. It's not everyone, and it's not a glamorous look, but you can see it fits more in, as opposed to being like, you know, when people say you're playing Final Fantasy, they don't normally imagine like a pizza goblin sitting up.
Are you serious? Are you joking?
No, I
Hold
just
on.
had a thought then.
Hold on. I'm thinking like
Pizza
the
goblin.
exact opposite. Like if you think
Yeah.
someone who plays Final Fantasy 14 online, they're just like,
Yeah.
give me my back cleaning stick.
I wash myself with a rag on a
Thank
stick.
you.
I'm
Thank
thinking
you.
more like, look, I think Final Fantasy Online is more of your
Weeaboos.
gamer girl bathwater type of gamer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean thirsty gamer?
The people who buy the bathwater, yeah.
but
not-
I think WoW is more of the greasy pizza. You know, there's a slight differentiation.
I'm gonna hold you up right there, girl.
He's getting offended.
No,
He's
no,
like,
no, no,
he's
no,
like,
no,
I
no.
buy that gamer girl bathwater. I'm not a
What's your freedom of
Greasy
choice,
glug
Mitch?
glug.
It's fucking Macca's. That's all you eat.
It's
you
pizza,
are a
actually.
greasy pizza and Macca's.
I had pizza
you're
for lunch.
Greasy
Stop
gamer
attacking
boy.
him, Jesus, guys.
Settle down, boys.
about the
Settle
game.
down.
I
Sorry,
just want to
sorry.
I just want to literally like add into this. I don't know why I'm being attacked.
Sorry, it's my
This
fault.
has a
But-
vendetta.
It's my
Anyone
fault.
that is playing MMO, they're going to be there for hours.
Greased
They're
up.
not fucking moving.
Grease.
So if they're going to get any kind of food that's going to get delivered to them, it's going to be pizza.
I don't
It's going to be
know.
something
Have you
that's...
seen any of the Final Fantasy 14 gameplay?
No, I haven't, but that's not my point.
The cutscenes are huge. You've got time to fucking cook a roast while you're watching that story.
MMO
No one that
players
plays game is
not-
active.
MMO players are not cooking a f***ing roast, and you know
don't
it. You know
Final
it.
Pressing
Fantasy
order now
14
on
Probably
Uber
has
Eats.
like 2 hours of cutscenes in a row. Like
ain't
you could
cooking
just
a
f***ing pop that shit on speaker and go and f***ing do whatever else you need to
Want to
do.
move.
They
I
ain't.
know, I
They
know. I'm
don't
just
want
being a
to
bitch.
like they if they could shit like it was
They can't move.
they
Airlift.
okay
They've got muscle degradation.
I'm gonna
Gordon.
say majority of MMO players are pretty much the same people that were featured on Wall-E, you know, in those like moving like giant fat things like moving around for them like force feeding them and f***ing, like
I was saying some things before, but I never insulted anyone's appearance, Mitchell. Why are you
don't
calling
even-
people fat grubs? Like,
oh, I didn't say grubs.
what was the word you used?
Polite term
I
is
don't know.
thick. Come on.
Yeah,
Show
jeez,
some
man.
respect.
Never insulted anyone.
Calm the f- down. I was just calling you a greasy eater.
So
Welcome back to Spawn Respawn Fight Club.
Okay.
Today we've got Mitch and Kat going head to head in the octagon.
if it,
All right.
no one can see this right now, but I'm giving the finger.
Awesome. Well, I'm never letting you guys talk on mic again. Because,
That's
no, this is great. But I think that's, when it comes to this Final Fantasy thing, I can say pretty confidently that I'm not going to be buying it.
Yeah.
We tossed the idea
Almost
around.
did get it
Yeah.
tonight,
We almost
I
but
had to like talk you out of it, didn't I, Kat?
Yeah, because I do want to try it because I really like Final Fantasy, but you can do a free trial for 35 levels and it's an unlimited time. So if you spend forever leveling up, it's totally cool.
Yeah,
so
right.
I might give that a go, and then if I like it, I think I have till the end of the month to buy me a on a pizza and get grubbing.
That's it. So any of you
Don't do it. It's life altering. Like
For all you hungry
My
gamers
goal-
out there.
hungry gamer boys.
Yeah, that's it. You can drink Belle Delphine after digested pizza.
Let me just baby bird that into a bottle for you and send that off.
Oh, God. Nasty. Well, I think that's probably a nice positive note to end the
is
show
that
on
really
this week.
positive?
Yeah, let's just roll with it. It's probably easier that way.
Wait, it balances it out. I saw images, people drinking that water and
No.
got fit and lean. So if you have the pizza, you balance it with the water, you're fine.
And lean. Oh, no. I'm going to need some lean after this.
Though, for real though, she is making bank.
Oh,
Good on her. She's a smart businesswoman.
It's-
It's
100%.
yeah, I just don't get it.
What did I hear? She makes 250 grand a month on Patreon.
Yo, I want to
would
be an
believe that.
e-thought.
He thought,
Dude, you could do it. Like
I
you
could
said,
do
you
it.
are a god.
Start streaming, baby.
that's it.
Yeah, girl.
Just don't turn the mic on.
I think she sold that bathwater as well for like 30
$30
bucks a thing.
A
How much
vial.
fucking water is in a bath? Like,
And she
Didn't
sold out.
Someone drinking, they're like,
Not just one
Soapy.
person. Many people have been drinking it, and many people have been hospitalized for it.
No, they
Yeah.
that's a
haven't.
lie.
That's
What?
a lie.
That's a full fing lie.
Wasn't there a case like on the internet?
Yeah,
talking
everyone
about a
was
guy
like,
doing
she gave me
bullshit.
fing herpes.
No,
It's
that
a,
was
Oh,
a fake article.
that's
yeah.
Really?
that was a full lie. Everyone
come
gave-
on.
herpes.
Yeah, it was like 130 people given herpes from Belle
Yeah,
Delphine's
that-
bathwater.
I believe
Full
it.
lie.
I believe it.
No one's getting herpes from bathwater.
I believe it.
Oh my God.
100% believe it.
This is so funny. Well,
Sorry,
it was a
Bill.
little unexpected turn, but I think we're probably going to wrap it up right now.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
This has been another satisfying and amazing episode of Spawn Respawn. Almost forgot the name there. This is our 11th episode, which is fantastic. So thank you everyone for continuing to interact with us on Twitter and for sending us cool ideas. I'm going to thank Adam Likes Games again because he's the only one who sent one through, but that's cool.
I'd like to thank, or not thank, but celebrate the fact that your hiccups have healed. Like, I don't know, hiccups heal, but congrats on removing them
away.
from
Thank you.
your lungs.
It was just the community support. That was really what got me through. By community, I mean you three, so thank you. But yeah, guys, this is it for episode 11. I'm Dylan Smith. You can find me on Twitter at CitizenSmith14. And I'm joined by...
Elliot Porter. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter as Direct Gaming. I've got a brand new video probably going up in the next couple of days at the time of recording. So keep an eye on that and follow me on Twitter to see what's going on and what I'm playing. Thanks.
I'm Kat. You can find me as CapCat or CapCatty pretty much everywhere. Links below, as always.
And I'm Mitchell Barnsley. You can find me in the links.
Don't forget to check out in the links below at Spawn Respawn PC for our group's podcast link for Twitter. But yeah, so until next week, thank you again for listening to Spawn Respawn, and that's all from us. So peace.
Bye.
I wish I still had skin on my palm so I could slap your fucking face.
Why? What did Mitchell do? What are you fucking on about?
I wish you said that into the microphone.
Sorry.
I wish you still